Week 2 is in the books, and for the Mediocre Football League, a lot of our teams didn't look that mediocre. I mean, my Bears won, the Niners won, and then we had the Giants. Well, they weren't going to win. But Dolphins won, Jags won. A lot of teams actually did well for a Mediocre Football League. Anyway, we're going to dive into the weekly recap. We're going to start with Mount Prospect versus Green Greens. Green Greens, a huge performance from Patrick Mahomes. This guy had 6 touchdowns. He could be the real deal after sitting for a year and then now starting really only in 2 games. He already has 10 touchdowns. Incredible. And then moving on, we have Lambeau Land versus Le'Veon Bullet Bell. Kirsten had this one in the bag. I mean, just consistent play throughout. Michael Thomas putting up another huge week, getting a ton of receptions. An interesting choice to go with Tom Brady versus her own Jags defense. But regardless, didn't matter. Just across the board, a lot of big point getters, which is great. And then Le'Veon Bullet Bell just wasn't getting production from her running backs that she did last week. Kamara and Connor both hit over 30 last week. This week, neither eclipsed 20 points. So I can't imagine that trend continuing. It ended up being another 130-point week for Kirsten. We're going to move on. Central Valley Bulldogs versus Mushroom Kingdom Racers. Central Valley didn't look bad. Yeah, it's too bad Mushroom Kingdom scored over 200 points. Everyone did phenomenal. Ben Roethlisberger had 45 points. Melvin Gordon almost had 30 points. Adam Thielen almost had 30 points. Travis Kelce almost had 30 points. And then everyone else was either high teens, 20s. The only one who, I guess, underperformed would be their defense with 7. But getting still 7 points against Ryan Fitzmagic, that's pretty good. So now we're going to move on to Saquon's State of Mind and Princess Peach's Beach. And another huge win for Princess Peach's Beach. I mean, just looking at Cam Newton, huge performance. No surprise there. Todd Gurley, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Stephon Diggs, huge game against the Packers. Saquon's State of Mind, really good week. This is what I more expect of his team compared to week 1 where he only scored around 100 points. I'm expecting a lot more from him. Breeze, a 20, Saquon, 20, McCaffrey, 20, a Cooper, 20, Ertz, 20, Dolphins D, 20. So, well-rounded week for Saquon's State of Mind. All right, let's dive into the rankings. So at number 1, no question, Mushroom Kingdom already projected the top scoring team of next week, putting up huge points, 200 last week, 150 the week before. Definitely number 1 pick there. Number 2, Heather's Princess Peach Beach. Very good team, consistent, put up big points both weeks. Definitely my number 2. Coming in 3 is me. 2 wins already. Didn't really impress week 1, so we're still holding out. Mahomes, only 2 games under his belt. We'll see how the rest of the team goes. And then moving down to 4 is Lambeau Land. Barely lost week 1, had 130. This week got 130 as well. Just looking at the team, Tom Brady, Dalvin Cook, Tevin Coleman now with Devontae Freeman out. A lot of potential there. Michael Thomas, probably one of the best receivers, so definitely looks good. Number 5, we got Mount Prospect, a very viable team. The best wide receiver core, I think, at least in fantasy, with Julio Jones, OBJ, and Mike Evans. Pretty unstoppable. Matt Ryan, quarterback. So it's a really solid team, just kind of underperforming. We'll see if that continues, though. Rounding at 6, Le'Veon Bullet Bell. Very disappointing week. Didn't even eclipse 100 points. Obviously, still James Conner, Alvin Kamara, Saquon's State of Mind. Not really too worried about. 0-2, can't do too much about. Rounding out the power rankings, Central Valley Bulldogs. Wait and see. Hopefully, if the Niners and Raiders meet in the Super Bowl, they got a chance. Alright, that's it for my week 2 recap. A couple of good matchups next week. The undefeateds going against each other. We got Mushroom Kingdom Racers and Green Greens. And then we have our matchup of the week, Saquon's State of Mind and Lambeau Land. See ya.